How does ChatGPT work? Imagine asking a computer a question, and instead of giving you 10 blue links to search through, it simply writes the answer for you. It can explain physics, write code, help you draft emails, even tell stories. But here's the strange part. ChatGPT doesn't actually know anything. It doesn't think. It doesn't understand the world the way humans do. So the real question is, how can something that doesn't understand anything sound so intelligent? Today we're breaking down how ChatGPT actually works. And once you understand it, you'll realize something surprising. ChatGPT is less like a brain, and more like the world's most advanced autocomplete. Before we dive in, if you enjoy videos that break down how technology works, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and comment a topic you want explained next. Now let's open the black box. What ChatGPT actually is. First, let's clear something up. ChatGPT is not a search engine. It doesn't look things up on Google when you ask a question. Instead, it belongs to a category of AI called a large language model, or LLM. A language model is a system trained to predict the next word in a sentence. That's it. At its core, ChatGPT is constantly asking one question. Given these words, what word should come next? Then it repeats that process again and again until it forms an entire paragraph. Simple analogy. Think about your phone keyboard. When you type, "I'll meet you at the," your phone might suggest airport, restaurant, office. Your phone is predicting the next word based on patterns. ChatGPT does the same thing. But instead of being trained on a few thousand messages, it was trained on massive amounts of text from across the internet. Books, articles, websites, code, conversations, billions of examples. That's what allows it to generate such realistic responses. Quick summary. So far we know, ChatGPT is a language model. Its job is simple: predict the most likely next word. But that raises a bigger question. How does it get so good at doing that? To answer that, we need to look inside the engine. How ChatGPT works, step by step. Let's walk through what happens when you type a message. Say you ask ChatGPT, "Explain how black holes work." Behind the scenes, several steps happen almost instantly. Step 1. Turning words into numbers. Computers don't understand words. They understand numbers. So the first thing ChatGPT does is convert your sentence into numbers. This process is called tokenization. Words are broken into tokens, which are small pieces of text. Example, ChatGPT is amazing might become ChatGPT is amazing. Each token becomes a number. Step 2. Understanding context. Transformers. Next comes the most important invention behind ChatGPT, something called the transformer architecture. Transformers allow AI to understand relationships between words in a sentence. Instead of reading words one by one, the model looks at all words at the same time. This helps it understand context. Analogy. Imagine trying to understand a movie scene. If you only heard one word at a time, it would be confusing. But if you see the entire scene together, everything makes sense. Transformers work the same way. They look at the whole sentence at once. Step 3. Attention mechanism. Inside the transformer is something called attention. Attention helps the AI decide which words matter most. For example, the bank near the river collapsed. The word bank could mean two things: a financial institution or the side of a river. Attention helps the AI look at surrounding words like river to figure out the correct meaning. Step 4. Predicting the next word. Now the model begins generating the answer. It predicts the next word, then it adds that word to the sentence, then predicts the next, and repeats this process hundreds of times. All of this happens in milliseconds. Quick recap. So when you ask ChatGPT something, words become numbers. Transformers analyze context. Attention identifies important relationships. The model predicts the next word repeatedly. And that's how the response is generated. But there's still a huge missing piece. Where did the model learn all these patterns? Training. How ChatGPT learned language. ChatGPT wasn't programmed with rules. It was trained. Training works a bit like teaching a child language. The model reads enormous amounts of text and practices predicting missing words. Example training task. The capital of France is blank. The model tries to guess. If it guesses wrong, It adjusts its internal weights. Over time, after billions of examples, it becomes very good at predicting language. Reinforcement learning from humans. After the initial training, humans help refine the model. This process is called reinforcement learning with human feedback, RLHF. Human reviewers rank responses. Better responses are rewarded. Poor responses are penalized. This teaches the model how to respond more helpfully and safely. Analogy. Think of it like training a dog. Correct behavior gets a reward. Wrong behavior gets corrected. Over time, the system improves. Now that we understand the basics, there are a few deeper concepts worth mentioning. But don't worry, we'll keep it simple. Model size. Large language models contain billions or even trillions of parameters. Parameters are like tiny adjustable knobs that store what the model learned. The more parameters a model has, the more patterns it can recognize. That's why these models require huge computing power to train. Tokens and context windows. ChatGPT also has something called a context window. This is how much text it can remember in a conversation. The longer the context window, the more information it can consider when generating responses. Misconceptions about ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT sounds intelligent, many people misunderstand how it works. Let's clear up a few myths. Myth 1. ChatGPT understands everything. It doesn't truly understand information. It predicts text based on patterns. Sometimes those predictions can be wrong. This is why AI occasionally hallucinates, meaning it generates incorrect information confidently. Myth 2. ChatGPT knows everything on the internet. The model was trained on data from many sources, but it doesn't actively browse the internet unless connected to tools. It generates answers based on what it learned during training. Myth 3. ChatGPT is conscious. It isn't. There's no awareness or thoughts happening inside, just mathematical calculations predicting words. Real-world impact. Even though the technology is based on predicting words, its impact is enormous. Large language models are already used for customer support chatbots, programming assistants, education tools, content writing, medical research support, and even scientific discovery. Companies are now integrating language models into search engines, productivity software, coding tools, smart assistants, and the models keep improving. Future versions may combine the large language model with vision robotics, scientific reasoning, which could transform how humans interact with computers. By the way, if this video helped you understand ChatGPT better, take 1 second to like the video. It helps the channel reach more curious minds.
ChatGPT is a large language model trained to predict the next word in a sentence. When you send a message, words are converted into numbers. Transformers analyze relationships between those words. Attention mechanisms identify context. Then the model generates responses one word at a time. It doesn't think or understand like humans, but because it learned patterns from huge amounts of text, it can produce surprisingly intelligent answers, and that's how ChatGPT works. But this raises an even bigger question. If AI can generate text, what happens when it starts generating images, videos, and even entire worlds? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next video. So if you enjoy learning how modern technology works, make sure you subscribe and comment a topic you want explained.
Thanks for watching. This is The Algorithm.